This is a Mazdaspeed Miata turbo engine, and I haven't installed it into my car yet. I'm replacing it because this engine right here was overfilled with oil, and it churned up the oil and got it foamy, and there's like little microscopic bearing material in the oil. And I'm planning on like upgrading stuff on the car, and I just want to replace the engine. I'll probably take this engine out right here and build it or something and resell it, or just resell it the way that it is, but I'll still take it apart and inspect and look at the bearings and stuff. But this engine's worth $1,000–1,200 just the way that it is right now. It's because it's like a turbocharger engine ready for like a rebuild, but I drive it still. It runs really well. I have the turbocharger blocked off right here. I blocked off the inlet. I put plates inside of the turbocharger so I can use the stock downpipe and stuff, and then I just fabricated just the intake so it runs, and I've been driving it for a while. But now I finally got the new engine, and I figured while I have this new engine out of the car, I would like polish it up, you know. It came to me like really dirty and gross. Like the valve cover was really disgusting. So I used Canon air filter cleaner on it and then a toothbrush and cleaned it up. I'll probably end up just selling this valve cover and putting mine on from my engine. And I figured since it's out of the car, I would take the time to like polish up areas that you would see when you look into the engine bay. But it looks pretty good. I'm kind of happy with it. I might spend a little bit more time on it, get it more like a mirror finish. The size of the engine, I use Canon air filter cleaner on this. It's a water-based solvent, and it just really dissolves grease and grime. I bought like a big gallon container. All of this was like rusty, these bolt holes. So I got my rotary tool and a stainless steel wire brush on it and polished those out. And there's like a polishing wheel that you can buy like for it, and I used that on it and it worked really well. And then I polished out the oil pan. I have to replace the oil pan gasket on this because it's leaking just a little bit. And then like the front of the engine, like parts like this, I used just car wax on it. I use like a cleaner wax for the painted surfaces like that to get them shiny and stuff. I'll spend a little bit of time like doing these little bolts and stuff all over the whole engine so that the bolts end up looking nice and shiny and stuff. I polished this out because you can see it from the front of the engine whenever you look into the engine bay. It'll make it look nicer. And this is the intake manifold side of the engine. All of this, I'm not going to waste my time polishing it. I'm just going to clean it. And it's all covered up by the intake manifold and the fuel injectors and stuff anyway, so you can't really see that area, so I'll just kind of leave it. I spent time polishing that out. It looks like a lot nicer. That's the oil cooler. That's what it looks like. And then I polish this bracket out. Whenever you look into the engine bay, this is an area that you see, so I spent like a little bit more time polishing out like all the aluminum right here, or whatever that is. I think it's aluminum, but it looks like a lot nicer. This thing was like really dirty when I got it, so I'm happy how it turned out. This is the turbocharger outlet casting. I've been working on it, and you can see how I'm getting it nice and shiny. I'm not completely done with it yet, but I'm going to do it all along the edges right here, and same thing up in here, so there's like a contrast. It'll be like a two-tone, but I'll polish that out a little bit more. It'll look real good. I just spent like a very little amount of time on this. I just polished it out with some polish just once, and it got rid of all the gross stuff on it, and I'll spend a little bit more time on it. I'll probably end up selling it. I'll probably sell one of those. I'll sell this and sell this. I'm gonna port this and polish out the inside of it, and the outside looks really, really good. It reflects real well. It looks kind of silvery right now. And here's the turbocharger. I spent a little bit of time on a turbocharger, and it's gonna look really nice whenever I get all these parts in. Here's some of the stuff that I used. I used like these wire brushes with a drill and some polish and stuff. And I have a little rotary tool that I bought for like 30 bucks or something a while ago. And I got like little nylon brushes that go with it. And I got like other stuff in the drawer. But I just put the polish onto the different parts, and then I used the nylon brush and just spread the polish out with the nylon brush. Whenever this is out of the car, it's like so much easier to get access to these areas. Like this comes apart from that, but like I took the time to polish in here really, really well, so it'll end up looking really, really nice on the car. But that's what it looks like for now. And then this right here, the throttle body inlet pipe, it has a problem with expanding, but I found a way to fix it. I'm going to use aluminum wire, but like right here, you can see how I have wire. This is like steel wire. It doesn't look that great, but what I've done is I wrapped the wire around this thing in different places, and it stops the throttle body inlet pipe from expanding, and it works really well. It held 15-17 pounds of boost, and it didn't expand or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that other one and replace this one right here, and just put wire around it and polish out the wire, and it'll end up like looking pretty good. But that's what this engine looks like. This valve cover, I've kept it pretty clean over the years, so I'm just going to put this valve cover onto that engine over there, and then just sell that valve cover. And I'll probably sell the injectors that came with this, and the exhaust manifold, and I'll probably end up selling this thing right there, and that right there. I got some extra turbochargers too, but there's the engine. That's what the engine looks like outside of the car. And that's my video for now.